Hello and thank you for tuning in to Unleash NLBW. It's been a long time coming, and we ask you to stick around after the conclusion of the show for a big announcement from myself and a guest regarding the future of NLBW. Thank you.
There once was a man, and his name was God. This was only one. What's going to happen? Piece of literature. The most famous piece of literature ever known to mankind. In the beginning of the book, it so comfortably says, in the beginning. But then if you go all the way to the end, it says, the end. But in the middle, you can skip every line of paper in between because it all means this right here. I will be there. 16 times. I will sit there and tell you there is this entry level of what we do. They, however, want to bring it to the next level. So how can you go to the next level without the originator of the first level? The CEO, the APLC. I am implementing the sources of one Cameron Jackson into a tournament to win gold.
Welcome to NLBW. My name is Nick Partisan, and as you guys know, last time I was here, I laid Brandon the Bullet in this ring. 1, 2, 3. I did exactly what I told you I would do. See, what he didn't realize is that the spear is the most devastating finisher here. Now mind you, my opponent today, Hunter Knight, he thinks he could stand a chance. He thinks he could step in the ring and go one-on-one with me. And what he doesn't realize is he won't win. He can't stand a chance. He won't stand a chance. He is scared. That is why he is out there right now and not in this ring with me. Yeah, he may be undefeated in NLBW as well. But here, 2 people come in, only one will leave undefeated. Now I'm calling out Hunter Knight. Right now, get in this ring.
Two men sizing each other up. Hunter Knight on the left, Nick Partisan on the right. These guys look deadly focused. Hunter wasting no time, trapping Nick Partisan in the corner after nailing him with that headbutt. Hunter has to be aggressive here. What he lacks in strength against Nick Partisan, he has to make up for. Going for the running bulldog. Hunter manages to counter it, not able to get that German suplex. Nick has just too much muscle mass on him there. And Nick countering it with a German suplex of his own, dropping Hunter right on his head. Nick looks very satisfied with his performance as of now. The referee is beginning the 10 count. Hunter has 10 long seconds to get back into the ring.
3.
Nick not letting him get back into the ring on his own terms.
4.
Hunter with a stiff right hand, taking out the leg of Nick Partisan and punctuating it with a stomp to the calf. Throwing his jacket at Nick Partisan. Okay, he's an asshole. I kind of like it though. The thing about this matchup is that neither of these guys are the nicest guys in the world. These guys, if against most other people, I'd be rooting for the other guy. But it's kind of fun seeing them beat the crap out of each other. Hunter whipped into the corner. Nick trying to gain some distance. This is actually different from how I expected this match to turn out. I thought that Hunter would be trying to keep the distance. Nick missing some sort of splash into the corner, bumping his head on the middle turnbuckle pad. Those things aren't soft, if you were wondering. First fall of the day. Nick both getting his shoulder up and his hand on the rope. As I was saying, Hunter Knight not giving Nick room to breathe, forcing him to wrestle a different, more distant style that would favor Hunter. So in this case, Hunter has the advantage either way, just in the way he's approaching this matchup. That is illegal. Let's keep our eyes on the legs of Nick Partisan. Hunter has attacked the left leg in the ring and the right leg outside of the ring. If he's doing this like he's chopping down a tree, it might be the best strategy when you're approaching somebody with the size and strength of Nick Partisan. If he can't walk, he can't fight well. Hunter's urgency seems to have gone down a little bit. Resting his neck, still probably feeling it from that German suplex right in the beginning of that match. Hunter is arrogant, but giving this type of distance is not something he would normally do unless he needed that distance. Appears he's ready to close the distance now. We have Nick hanging onto the corner, has somewhat of an idea of... Hunter pulling on the injured legs until he gets kicked off into the corner, but to no avail. He's going to keep trying. He's right back at it. Nick nailing him a little bit harder. Hunter rammed right into the corner. This is Nick's opportunity to regain control. Partisan with the running knee. The only question right now with Nick, is he going to go for that spear that we've seen in the past? Running drop kick in the corner. Maybe it's the best thing to do right now. Going for the 3 count. Hunter able to kick out at 2, frustrating Nick Partisan. Both these men have some anger issues when they're not able to keep a guy down. For somebody who works such a hard-hitting style like Nick Partisan, that's got to be concerning when you start to run out of ideas of what you can do to this man. The battle truly taken to the outside, both men working at ringside, exchanging blows. Clearly, both men somewhat fatigued, having trouble maintaining the equilibrium out there.
4, 5.
Nick tossing Hunter into the ropes, into the trees, utilizing his environment, and smart enough to break the count. Nick is big, he's strong, he seems like a big dumb bully, but he's actually a smart guy.
3.
Hunter successfully able to regain control by whipping Nick Partisan into that fence.
1.
It's amazing seeing what these men are willing to do to keep the other men down, to maintain their winning streak. There's 4 people in NLBW who have not taken a loss. There's Hunter Knight, Nick Partisan, and later in the night you will be seeing Genocide and Cameron Jackson, who will be facing Evan Blake in the main event.
I have till 10.
Hunter Knight trying to relocate
You got this.
Nick Partisan, rolling him back in the ring. What does Hunter have in mind? He's got to find a way to put away Nick Partisan. Hunter going for the running leg drop.
1, 2.
What? Nobody kicks out of the leg drop. Ever.
Good night.
Wishing Nick Partisan good night, about to put him away. Hunter's favorite move. Some call it an F5. I've called it a cyclone in the past. He calls it good night. Nick able to get himself free. Is he gonna go for that spear? Hunter nailing him with that stiff kick to the side. And good night, Nick Partisan. Hunter going for the fall.
1, 2, 3.
And it is over. We had 4 men in NLBW who were undefeated. Now there are only 3.
Raise my hand.
The only big question I have right now is what's next for Hunter Knight and the other men who go undefeated by the end of today. We have Cameron Jackson, who's going to face Evan Blake in our main event. But up next, we have Brandon the Bullet in a grudge match against another undefeated man in Genocide. This is going to be great. They're going to be competing in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Let's take it back and see how this started.
So, after that 1 minute match where I was indeed the special guest referee, Mr. Brandon the Bullet here, he just wanted to open his mouth, right? He just had to say something. He's gonna make me snap. I just have some things that I'd like to say to you, sir. Number one, I've beaten Evan Blake. I don't need to fight him again. What is the point? What is the point? He knows my ability. There's no reason for it, because I would just take him, squash his pretty little face. Just gets me jittery. Now you. What happened to that retirement? I thought you were retiring. What happened? What happened? I saw the video. I saw the video when that come out a couple years ago. But all of a sudden you're back. All of a sudden you're back. And now you're trying to take shots at me? Look, put it this way. I've beaten you before. Maybe not in NLBW, but, out in other federations. I've beaten you. What are you trying to prove? Who have you beaten here? You're gonna beat me? No. Nope. And I just want to put this out here for all the people thinking that me and Ghost are, involved in something together. I've beaten him too. I have. Go watch the footage. Go watch the WWCWF footage. I've beaten him. We have a mutual respect. It doesn't mean we're together. It doesn't mean we have any faction. I just respect him. I like him. And just you and Evan Blake, you just... The thought of you two just makes my skin crawl. It makes me go crazy. It makes my mind explode. So I'm calling you out. I want a match at Unleash NLBW, and you better be there. And you better bring everything that you have. I can taste everything. The victory is right there. That's it. I'm done with this.
Brandon the Bully here. Took my eyes off the ball for a minute there, and you took advantage. Proud of you. You just kind of fit right into the old stereotype that I put you in there, where you can't attack me if I'm looking right at you. I knew that's the kind of person that you are. And the whole bringing up the past, that's funny that you do that. That is funny. Because you're not the most unstoppable thing that you say you are. And as far as the whole retirement thing goes, I was thinking about it. I really was thinking about walking away. But it really ate me up inside that someone as deranged as you are beat me. And I can't live with that. I gotta make things right here in NLBW. For a crazy guy, you sure do make pretty good points. You have beaten me other places. It's true. You've beaten a couple other people too. Their names aren't important. But I just can't let it slide. There is no retirement. Plan on staying here for a really long time. The first person I really want to take down is you. So as far as NLBW Unleashed goes, I'm not doing anything, and I'll be there. So As long as you're there, I think we could have a match. We can talk to management, set it up. But let's make it interesting. Let's make it a Falls Count Anywhere match. Seems to be your style, you know, not playing by the rules, attacking people from all angles. I think you'll like it. I think you also know, too, that I'm a hardcore guy, too. And I don't care what I put my body through. If I gotta run through fences, if I gotta bulldog you through printers, if I gotta set myself on fire and then hit you, that's what I'll do. If that's what it takes to win, I'll do it. So, you know, I don't have a watch, but count down the time, because Unleash is coming pretty soon. I'll see you there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with some more NLBW action where we're going to be seeing Jay Genocide versus this man, Brandon the Bullet. And as you heard, it's going to be a Falls Count Anywhere match. These two men have a lot of history predating NLBW itself. And here we have Jay Genocide. He was a part-time referee for NLBW for a while, uninterested in getting back into the ring. He wrestled at our first event, NLBW Unrestricted, and now he's back for the first time, getting in that ring for the first time since then, which is roughly a year back. And this match gets started. These two have a lot of history. Jay Genocide will not hesitate to remind you that outside of NLBW, he has defeated Brandon the Bullet, he's defeated Ghost, and here in NLBW at our first event, he defeated Evan Blake. Jay Genocide has one of the most impressive winning records amongst the members of the NLBW roster.
That was good.
Brandon the Bullet sized up Jay Genocide. He knows what he's getting into here. We have a lockup between these two guys. This is not going to be a typical wrestling match, however. If it goes outside of the ring, there is no limit to what these guys are capable of doing. We have Jay Genocide possibly showing some sportsmanship here, but you never trust a man with bad taste in music as he drops him with that back suplex. Genocide going for the fall, only able to get the 2 count. These guys have to be wary of the ropes. The referee will not count it if they are entangled in the ropes. We need a clear-cut pinfall. Jay Genocide going for a whip, only for Brandon the Bullet to reverse it and hit him with the splash in the corner, trying to set him up in the corner for those signature chops that we have seen time and time again from Brandon the Bullet. Bullet going for a running bulldog, and he lands it, going for the fall, but Jay Genocide is entangled in the ropes. Brandon the Bullet trying to convince the referee, but he cannot count that pinfall with him entangled in the ropes. We need this to be a clear victory. The rope break is a gray area in the Falls Count Anywhere match, and it's really however the official decides he wants to call it. Brandon the Bullet staying on Jay Genocide, realizing he can't give him that distance. Genocide using the no disqualification rule to his advantage, raking the eye of Brandon the Bullet. Genocide calling the cameraman over to get that money shot as he delivers a chop of his own to the chest of Brandon the Bullet. He goes for another whip into the corner. Bullet able to bounce back as he gets nailed with that lariat from Jay Genocide, who has really been in control this match. Hitting him with the atomic leg drop. Or perhaps just a leg drop. Not going for the fall just yet. We have not seen this match go to the outside as of yet. I'd imagine if and probably when it goes to the outside, that will favor the more unorthodox style of Jay Genocide, wrapping in the ankle lock. Genocide may be insane, but he is intelligent. He knows not just to crank on that ankle. He knows that in this situation, anchor yourself down, wrap the leg, do whatever you can to keep Brandon the Bullet in place. Jay is allowing Brandon to get a little bit of distance, but is the damage already done to Brandon's leg? Giving him an open invitation to sit with him in the middle of the ring. Is Brandon going to answer his challenge? This is very strange. But you gotta remember that these guys know each other better than we know them. These two sitting in the middle of the ring, just exchanging blows, chops, slaps. The amount of adrenaline that is probably fueling this exchange is got to be ridiculous. Jay Genocide unsatisfied with what Brandon the Bullet is delivering as he gets a rake to the eyes of Brandon's own, returning the one that he received earlier in the match. Both men have had fingers in the eyes. And when you can't see, it's very difficult to fight. This match finally going outside of the ring. We're about to see what this match's stipulation can really lead to. Fighting amongst the trees. This is very unorthodox and something we've not seen thus far in NLBW. We've seen hardcore matches. We've seen some really hard-hitting brawls on the outside, but we've never seen people venture as far as these two appear to be doing. Fighting amongst the trees, there's stones all over the place, and weaponry is legal. These two men will not be counted out. This is about to go down. We're trying to keep up with the action. We have El Oficial Mascarada trying to keep up with the action. He is the only man able to count the pinfall and bring an end to this matchup. Brandon seriously working the knee of Jay Genocide. Both men have got to be feeling it. Their legs have to be giving out from underneath them. Only able to get a 2 count on that. Brandon staying on Genocide, getting him with that chin lock, perhaps going for a submission finish. That would be sufficient in bringing this match to an end. He's not able to fully hook him underneath that chin and get some leverage. Jay Genocide hitting him with a rake to the eyes once again. Now measuring Brandon up for a running knee to the temple. Jay Genocide has not been big on going for pinfalls thus far, and now he's going for the foot pin, one of the most arrogant things you can do to an opponent, one of the most disrespectful things you can do to an opponent. Both of these men, Brandon especially, who has been on the receiving end of so much punishment, have to be feeling the pain from this match. They have to be feeling the effects, the fatigue. These men cannot lighten up on one another, however, because it can end anywhere at any time. Well, this is interesting. Look at the malice of Genocide, dragging Brandon the Bullet by his collar, perhaps trying to bring him back to the ring. Maybe he wants to end it where it began. However, there's no way of really understanding what is going on in Genocide's head. These men going back and forth all throughout this match, though it seemed that Jay Genocide has primarily been in control for most of it. Brandon the Bullet has gotten some really good hits in as well, ramming Genocide's head into that tree. That is not going to tickle. Repeated punishment to the head like that will leave you dizzy with every step you take. What's Brandon got in mind? Going for a chair. This is a classic move. Throwing the chair directly at the face of Jay Genocide. Setting it up. He must have something special in mind right here. Forget the malice of Jay Genocide. Look at Brandon the Bullet. We've never seen him like this before. Strangling, trying to choke the life out of Jay Genocide. Jay attempting something. What is he? Genocide has taken the camera. He has the camera in his hands right now. I'm not sure what just happened, but I believe that he just rammed the camera into the head of Brandon the Bullet. Our cameraman has the camera back, and we're trying to get a better look at what's going on. Brandon is down. Oh. Genocide just rubbing it in, both literally and figuratively, with the sole of his shoe. This is the sort of environment that Jay thrives in. But now, he's switching it up, inviting Brandon the Bullet back into the ring. Maybe after all this damage is done, he's comfortable having Brandon back in the ring, where Brandon is typically more comfortable. Brandon stepping up to him, dropping him with a quick DDT out of nowhere. Note that Brandon the Bullet is clutching his side. That could be some sort of a rib injury. I'm not sure where that could have come from. Early in this match, Jay Genocide hit him with plenty of attacks that could have injured a rib. This could be recent. It could be a nagging injury that occurred early in the match, or as recent as when he was struck with that camera and fell back in the chair. The best thing Brandon can do right now is to stop clutching his ribs. It just puts a target. Jay taking full advantage with a super kick directly to the injured ribs of Brandon the Bullet and a super kick to the face. The weird thing, amongst other things, Jay Genocide has not had any sort of urgency to end this match, to put Brandon the Bullet away. He gets him in a standing fireman carry position, perhaps trying to put him away with that spinning Samoan drop. Genocide back to his feet as he hits Brandon the Bullet with an exclamation point in the form of a senton right to the injured ribs. However, Brandon the Bullet having enough heart, having enough will to kick out at 2. That was one of the few cases where we've had Jay Genocide attempt to put Brandon the Bullet away. An honest attempt to end this matchup. And remember, this is a Falls Count Anywhere match. We are not done going outside the ring if the competitors will it. Brandon was able to make a little bit of distance from Jay Genocide, both of them able to recover a little bit, but what can be done? Is the damage already done to Brandon the Bullet with those injured ribs? Jay Genocide may be fatigued, but injured ribs are another thing. Jay looks amused by what's going on right now. Not necessarily happy, but very amused. This is the type of environment he was waiting for. His first match in NLBW was no disqualifications against Evan Blake, in which he prevailed. This is exactly what he loves, and this is why he's back in the ring, for this type of experience. Brandon inviting Jay Genocide, saying, "Bring it on." We've definitely seen this before, these two exchanging blows. Brandon with a headbutt to the chest, to the ribs, creating some common damage between the two, but the severity that Brandon has experienced it thus far cannot be matched with just a headbutt. These two continuously exchanging blows. How is one going to be able to put the other away? Oh, we have a poke to the eyes. That is to be the third time that Jay Genocide has gone to the eye rake / poke to the eyes as he hits him with a side effect. Brandon the Bullet kicking out at 2, showing so much resilience against Jay Genocide. Normally, with this many near falls, I would say that Jay has to reevaluate his plan, but from the looks of it, from how Brandon the Bullet is looking, he's not going to be able to go much further. So if Jay Genocide wants to win, perhaps what he's doing is the best strategy. Neither guy able to stand with ease. Brandon still clutching his side. Both of them trying to get back to their feet, but Brandon is up first. You'd think that will give him the advantage. Dropping Jay Genocide with the double arm DDT, trying to go for a quick win as Jay kicks out at 2. I thought for a moment there that Brandon may have had it in that moment of desperation, but this match could end at any moment in a moment of desperation. But he's gonna need more than that to put Jay Genocide away, who has incredible resilience. I cannot necessarily compare him to Brendan the Bullet, seeing the amount of damage that Brendan has endured thus far, but you have to give the devil his due. Jay Genocide has taken a lot of damage as well. Both of them have gone so far in order to get this win here at Unleash NLBW. Jay staggering toward his opponent, both men making their way towards each other. Brandon using a nearby water bottle in order to distract Jay Genocide, dropping him with a DDT on the apron. Brandon the Bullet taking Genocide by the hair. That is one of the greatest weaknesses of the rock and roll lifestyle. That somebody will take advantage of your hair, hitting him with a series of strikes, but you can see that it's not all there. The strength necessary to put him down is not in those strikes there. I don't know if either man has enough left in them, but knowing that, it's going to take less to take the other man down. Up against that fencing, which we have come to know very well in NLBW.
That one's for you, Evan Blake.
Brandon doing everything he can to wear Jay down. That's all he has left that he can do. These men have to just keep wearing one another down. Eventually, both of them are human, so they are eventually going to have to give up. The human body has limitations, and you can't take it much further than either of these guys have gone. Brandon perching himself up on that chair, barely able to hold himself up. Jay, however, with bigger plans for that chair, perching himself up to kick Brandon right in the face. These guys going through the wood. There's all sorts of sticks there. I hope they don't poke their eye out. What is it going to take for one of these men to keep the other down for the 3 count? I wouldn't be surprised if one of these men gave up. It's been so much that these guys have put each other through, but at the same time, it's hard to imagine either of them quitting. These guys behind the infamous NLBW fencing. Brandon attempting to utilize his environment to the best of his ability. Jay able to get himself free. It's hard to see what's going on here. Jay Genocide nailing Brandon the Bullet with a spear right through the fencing as he goes for the fall. Genocide able to pick up the victory over Brandon the Bullet in this Falls Count Anywhere matchup. You can't help but respect both guys in how much they were willing to put each other through to get the victory here. Jay Genocide has taken a lot of damage, and even though he got the victory, your hat has to come off to Brandon the Bullet. We have El Oficial Mascarada checking on the guy. I hope that he's okay, and we're going to try to get him medical attention as soon as possible. We will be right back with more NLBW action.
I've been counting, Cameron. Counting the days until Unleash NLBW. It's finally here. And it doesn't matter, they can postpone it next week, next year, a million years in the future. But when you step in that ring with me, you can go for the Black Toad Splash, you can go for the Afro Shock, and none of it's going to matter because when I hoist you up on my shoulders, when I throw your legs back, and I hit you with a stunner gun, and I beat you, you're going to know exactly who you were messing with, and you're going to know exactly who brought the fight.
Hello, this is Cameron Jackson on behalf of Cameron Jackson Entertainment to bring you yet another dose of your #1 stop in entertainment for your backyard wrestling fix. I am here live at NLBW. Great facility, isn't it? Indeed. I actually had the honor of watching the little bit of visual evidence that Mr. Blake had to send me, and all I could say is, Evan Blake, You can put me on your shoulders. You can turn me around. You can hoist me up. You can put me down. I don't care, man. You looking at me, little girls looking at their mothers, while I win against you at Unleash NLBW. You got it all wrong. You think this is going to be going in here, and you think that we're just going to be going for finishing maneuvers? Well, I'm trying to take you out. That's not how you win a match. A finishing move is not how you win a match. That's how you end a match. How you win a match is strategy. And I'm going to tell you my strategy so you can prepare for it. My strategy is just to let you know that you ain't nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's what you bring to the table, Evan Blake. Nothing compared to CJE. I have done this many, many times. And sometimes I'm trying, sometimes I'm not. But this time, I'm serious. I'm going to let you know for sure. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Yes, postponing, unfortunate. But I'm here now. And guess what? Guess what? You know when I'm here, you know what that means? That means that it's only a matter of time before I find you. And you drop like that. So, Evan Blake, make sure you pack a lunch. We going to work. And you, sir, will not be invited to the after party at the Marriott. And a loud, proud voice, I say, 16, go to hell, shut the hell up, goodbye, sayonara, bon voyage, kick rock, see you later, and kiss my ass. 16, see ya at Unleash.
Here we are, back again, down to the nitty-gritty, getting ready for our main event here at Unleash NLBW. We have Evan Blake, NLBW's own, about to go up against the visiting Cameron Jackson, who we've seen in the past compete against Brandon the Bullet. If you want to find more Cameron Jackson matches, he's not hard to find. Let's get ready for some unique action.
The NLBW programming has been temporarily suspended. Welcome to Cameron Jackson Entertainment. I bet you feel important, Evan. I bet you feel pretty confident. And I bet you think it's just gonna be an easy task. 1, 2, 3, right off. Ooh, yeah. And it's all done. You see, my mother warned me about people like you. Coming out here all mad all the time, don't smile, all upset. Like you had 3 week-old shit in the back of your behind. It's alright. We've all been there once or twice. See, but the only thing that separates a guy like me, a guy like you, is that I hold myself a certain style and grace and finesse to where I don't need to prove anything. Your big moment. You know, it's like going to Disney when you're a child. I've been to Disney many times. I just got laid there when I was 7 years old. Didn't happen. My dreams, crushed, taken away from me, man. She had a nice rack and but couldn't happen. So much like that instance, you want to kick Brother Cam's ass, can't happen. Now the match, we can do that. You can attempt to win. But I'm going to have to go with the usual result of, the officer told me, it's like racketeering, if you know what that is. You don't know what that is? You know what that is? No? Me neither. Let's call it trafficking. The movement of certain things illegal. Now, you're like, me? What the hell is wrong with you? And I promise you, I haven't smoked anything illegal in a long time. The thing is, as far as trafficking goes, I'm probably going to be seen as guilty. Because I'm going to whip that ass from one side of this small ass state all the way to the other. And then, and only then, will I give you the t-shirt that says, I got my ass whipped by CJE.
Fighting words from Cameron Jackson. How is Evan Blake going to respond once they get into the action? We have referee Patar Firebreather calling the action, a man who is very liberal in his interpretation of the rules, not a huge fan of the 5 count, of the 10 count. He's very big into letting guys fight. Either that or he doesn't care. I can't personally tell. We have Evan Blake hanging up the Murder Club shirt in the corner. If you haven't been paying attention to Evan Blake's ventures outside of NLBW, you can check out King of the Yard as well as Best of the Yard. Evan Blake was involved in both events, and Murder Club is somewhat of an insurance policy that Evan Blake took out. His involvement with that controversial group is what gave him protection from characters like Ghost, people who may have wished to do him harm while he was on the road. So Evan has been able to lock up with people like Jamal Payne and not have to look over his shoulder the entire time, worrying that some man in a mask is going to screw him out of his match. Evan Blake gaining control early on in this match, perhaps going for some sort of... Nope, he's going for a headlock, but Cameron Jackson's foot was right underneath the rope. The referee did not see it. Oh, now he's got his foot on the rope. Patar is going to force him to break the hold. Cameron Jackson rolling out of the ring, attempting to get himself some sort of breathing room. I have praised Cameron in the past for his endurance, but also his intelligence. He knows when he needs to take a break, and he knows when that is most beneficial towards him. He may seem absolutely nuts, but the guy might be the most sane person in the room. At least in the realm of strategy, I mean.
I ain't running, I'm walking, dickwad.
Patar has reached 8 on the count out. Cameron takes the time to break the count and continues his leisurely stroll, placing the CJE championship in the corner of that ring. An interesting thing about Patar Firebreather, our referee, I've said that he has a very liberal interpretation on the rules of professional wrestling. He has not reffed an Evan Blake match since the first time we encountered Ghost. Cameron ready for some more action. 2 men attempt to lock up. Evan Blake gets behind Cameron. Cam working his magic here. Maybe trying to get loose. I assume trying to get loose.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the finesse of Cameron Jackson. The thing about Cam, he makes it look easy, delivering that kick to the abdomen of Evan Blake. Cameron with a series of calculated strikes.
Ouch!
Cameron better not waste too much time. He's got to stay on Evan Blake if he hopes to win this match. Patar Firebreather hesitant to start the 5 count. As I said, he's not a fan of it. A little bit of a back and forth between our official and Cameron Jackson. Cameron Jackson has charmed our officials in the past. He does have that as a particular talent that is unique to him. Cameron doesn't always bend the... Oh, Evan Blake slipping out of there, delivering a fury of strikes. Evan has Cameron Jackson as vulnerable as we have seen him thus far in this match. Evan Blake definitely feeling the effects of this match thus far. You gotta give the stamina factor to Cameron Jackson, but Evan Blake certainly has the necessary aggression to put a guy like Cameron down. Evan failing to connect with that leg drop on the apron would have been devastating. We've seen leg drops today, but none would have been as terrible as that one would have been for Cameron Jackson if it had connected. Evan Blake
6.
stirring. Definitely frustrated that he hasn't been able to put Cameron Jackson down. Cam not wasting any time staying on Evan Blake. Cameron is very inconsistent when he does this, dropping him with the world's strongest slam, trying to put Evan Blake away as he kicks out at 2. Cam dropping the knee on the face of Evan Blake. Perhaps attempting to work the leg.
Sorry. You might not be able to walk after this.
Ooh, stomping the foot of Evan Blake as he stands on it,
Is this thing on, ladies and gentlemen? How's everybody doing tonight? Good? Good?
adding insult to injury. Dropping a knee to the hamstring of Evan Blake. Evan's gonna struggle walking after this one.
And that's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
What's he doing? Oh, Cam Jackson! Cam Jackson! Cam Jackson dropping Evan Blake with a stunner to the leg. That's unique. As he continues to work over Evan Blake, working the arms. This is more just insulting to Evan Blake than it is injuring Evan Blake.
I do.
What he does best is wear down his opponents. As we have seen thus far, as we saw against Brandon the Bullet, Cameron Jackson certainly is a master strategist. Dropping Evan Blake with that full Nelson slam. Evan Blake's going to be feeling that one. He's taken so much punishment in this match thus far. Cameron going for the foot pen, catching Patar Fire Breather off guard. I'm sure he wasn't expecting to get that pinfall, but certainly it is an insult to Evan Blake that he would even attempt to pin him with his foot.
It hurts, doesn't it?
Cameron is so arrogant, but he is staying on Evan Blake. He's very inconsistent with that. I always say that you have to stay on your opponent when you take the time to pose and posture and rub it in. It's giving them time to breathe. But Cameron has had a tendency to stay on Evan Blake whilst rubbing it in. And if he can do both, more power to him. These two men back to back. I'm not sure what Cameron Jackson is going for. I don't know if I've seen this before. Oh, he is contorting the back of Evan Blake.
That'll look too good. You good?
Yeah, we got the money shot right here.
Bam, bam, bam.
No, you're not gonna tap, or no, you're not good.
Evan Blake failing to communicate to the referee. Cameron Jackson keeping it moving. Perhaps gonna... Ooh. Hooking the arm, keeping it so that Evan Blake cannot brace his fall and dropping him with that DDT. Cameron Jackson hasn't frequently gone for pinfalls, but he's going for one here. Not hooking the leg. That is unwise.
Count faster.
Reprimanding the referee. Evan taking advantage, perhaps getting him in some sort of arm breaker, some sort of arm bar. If he can extend the arm well enough. He seems like he's struggling to get the necessary leverage. Switching it over to a pin. Cameron Jackson going for a pinfall. And Patar not able to get down and count the pin fast enough.
It's all right. What I learned in boarding school today is...
Evan Blake getting Cameron in the corner. That is where Evan Blake is definitely comfortable beating down his opponents. We've seen it in the past. Going for the whip into the corner. Oh, the corner turnbuckle has come off. We've seen this before in a Cameron Jackson match in NLBW. Maybe he's trying to distract the referee. Evan Blake will not be able to make the pinfall if Patar Fire Breather is distracted with the corner. We've seen Cameron Jackson tap out while the referee is tending to the ring. So Evan Blake is not going for a pinfall. He's going for the beatdown. It's what's necessary in the moment. It's all that he can do until the ring is taken care of. Patar Fire Breather, stronger than El Oficial Mascarada, and probably more capable of putting that ring back together, though. Evan Blake dropping an elbow on Cameron Jackson, and as you can see, collapsing afterwards, dropping it with a headbutt, really using as little energy as possible at this point. He needs to conserve his energy for net. Did Cameron Jackson... I believe that Cameron Jackson may have just hit Evan Blake with a low blow, taking advantage of the distracted Patar Fire Breather. Cam's taking a moment to stretch, apparently. Maybe catch a breather. Both men able to recover somewhat.
2, 3.
Patar, though he's not a fan of it, doing the 10 count.
5.
These men have until the count of 10
Gotta get up.
to get up to their feet. Cameron clearly can at any point.
8.
Cameron, remembering the rules of professional wrestling.
9. Oh.
These two men working in the corner again. Cameron nailing Evan Blake with some excellent chops to the chest. Perhaps working over the arm. Has him in a hammerlock. Hammerlock, half Nelson. Evan Blake has very little mobility from where he's at right now. It's going to be difficult for Evan Blake. Oh, Evan Blake dropped with a backbreaker as he attempts to get out of the hold. Cameron going for another foot pin. Going for another foot pin. He's really going to piss off Patar Fire Breather if he keeps on doing this. Might have gotten caught with like a kick or something. Evan is pissing off Cameron Jackson. The last thing you want is Cameron Jackson to be pissed off. That guy can wrestle circles around most men. I've praised his endurance in the past, but Cameron Jackson does not look like he's broken a sweat. You can tell he's used to working long matches. You can credit it to the many times that he has taken time to catch his breath. He's left the ring when necessary. He's had some great strategy going throughout this match.
Good. All right then.
Wearing down Evan Blake with that single leg crab,
Sure, that looks painful.
getting more leverage by lifting Evan Blake up off the ground. Holding the rope. He's not supposed to be doing that. Patar Fire Breather is going to have to make him break that.
Sorry.
Gotta break the rope.
Sorry, I just didn't know. I didn't have an understanding.
Lifting Evan Blake's knee pad to work his knee. Those are very nice knee pads, however. I wonder where he got them. Evan Blake attempting to hit him with a knee as Cameron Jackson working into a knee bar of some sort, possibly an ankle lock.
Break the hold. He's holding the ropes. 1.
Cameron Jackson going to be forced to break that hold.
3. 4.
He's reached the
Break
4
hold.
count. He broke the hold. Holding it back in. Evan Blake
2.
definitely
Hold.
going to be feeling the effects of this regardless. Cameron moving Evan Blake back towards the middle of the ring. You got to know that when you're working in a smaller ring, you have to be conscious of the ropes. Evan Blake able to hit him with a kick to the head out of desperation and a super kick. This is Evan Blake's chance to regain control in this match. Evan Blake going for some sort of a clothesline, ramming himself into the rope. Those ropes can be kind of stiff. That could easily have injured his arm. Cameron moving Evan back into the ring, strangling Evan Blake with that rope.
Do you want this to DQ?
Patar has to start the count here.
Yes.
Little girls looking
at their mothers.
Patar giving him a lot of leniency here. Threatening to disqualify Cameron Jackson if he continued any further, so he has that going for him. Is Evan Blake going to make his way back into the ring after all that he has taken thus far? All of the damage that Cameron Jackson has put him through. Cameron has not been shy about bending the rules a little bit in this match. Blake struggling to get back to his feet, rolling back into the ring. Not able to make it to his feet, however. Cameron Jackson has the world to work with right now. Stomping the chest of Evan Blake. How many stomps has Evan Blake taken in this match? Evan Blake is entangled in the rope. Patar is going to have to make him break that hold.
What's on the rope? You gotta break.
Evan taking advantage and perhaps going for some sort of a pinfall. I can't properly see from this angle, but it doesn't appear that Evan Blake has the necessary leverage for Patar to call for the pinfall. There we go. Patar's going for it. Cameron able to break it with a kick to the face of Evan Blake. Evan going for the same thing. It appears that Jackson's shoulder is up. Evan going for a standard pinfall, hooking the leg. Cameron able to kick out once again and get right back up to his feet. You can tell who has been worked over more in this match thus far. Cam. An amazing side slam. Look at that impact as he goes for the pinfall. Evan with an aggressive kick out. With every time that Cam forces Evan to kick out of his pinfall, he is using more energy. Cameron going for some sort of a
You good?
half Nelson
You gonna tap?
sleeper. Evan Blake
Rope break.
entangled
Break the
in
hold.
the rope. Cameron Jackson able to get him off of the rope. And securing Evan's right hand to his side. Evan might be able to reach that rope with his left hand. However, it's hard to have ring awareness when there is no blood left in your head. Evan working his way out. His feet are entangled in the rope. Patar is not able to actually count that fall.
Yeah, just put it on the ropes.
These guys have been going for so long at this point. What can they possibly have left to show us? Evan Blake has not been in control for most of this match. However, what can Evan Blake have left after... Oh, Evan Blake, we've seen this from him before. He's gone to the top rope before. Rarely in the past, but he does do it. He might be going for that flying elbow that we've seen in the past. As he goes for it, nailing Cameron Jackson with that flying elbow. Cameron able to reverse it into a head scissors. That must be a wonderful sight for Evan Blake to be experiencing right now. I don't even know what to call this. Cameron Jackson with some measured chops to the chest of Evan Blake, continuing his repeated wear down. You gotta remember, Evan Blake is a human being. He has the will to continue, but the body, it is going to give up at some point if he continues to sustain this much damage. Cameron Jackson able to roll through Evan Blake's pin attempt. Neither man seems to know how to put the other one away.
I just swallowed that spider's kids.
Evan Blake stirring as Cameron Jackson just sits there and watches. At this point, what does Cam do?
Delightful, isn't it? You see, Evan, there's an art to all this shit. Okay? And it's not wrestling. It's coming in here, and it's not fighting. It's just knowing what to do at the right time. And right now, it is time to put you down.
Cam making a big promise to put Evan Blake down. He's taken so much damage at this point. Cameron hitting him with that springboard drop kick maneuver. Evan Blake is close to the outside. Cameron can't afford for Evan Blake to get a chance to rest at this point if he intends on putting him down. These guys entangled in the rope. Evan with a shot of desperation, able to nail Cameron Jackson in the face as he clutches the CJE championship. Evan Blake is back in the ring. Cameron promised to put Evan Blake down. So what his intentions were there, I don't know. But Evan is back up to his feet. What's he aiming for? Waiting for Cameron to get back up to his feet as well. Evan Blake, he has brought the fight every single time we come to NLBW. Every time he's here to compete, he brings the fight every single day. Going for a super kick, nailing Patar Fire Breather in the gut. And I am so proud of him. I wish I could have done it myself.
Look what you've done! Again? You animal!
Oh, you have accomplished what men only wish they could do in this business. That guy is a dick. Cameron circling the ring while Evan Blake tends to the referee. While Patar is out, nobody is going to be able to count that pinfall, count the submission. Cameron Jackson acquiring a kendo stick. Evan's back is turned. What's he gonna do? Patar is stirring. Cameron nailing Evan and nailing Patar Fire Breather with the kendo stick. Realizing that he probably shouldn't have hit Patar Fire Breather, he needs him to count the pinfall.
Oh, sorry. Come on. You gotta get up. I gotta win the match. Yeah.
Cameron trying to get Patar back up to his feet.
Listen, what had happened was, I was,
You already kicked me. Did you have to hit me with the stick too?
Evan Blake noticing the CJE championship, nailing Cameron Jackson. Oh my God, this might be it. Evan Blake sees this as the opportunity to finally put Cameron Jackson away. He goes for the pinfall. And the resilience of Cameron Jackson, still after taking a title to the face, able to kick out at 2. Evan Blake has got to be wondering, what the hell am I supposed to do to put this guy down? I've used a foreign object. I've used most of my arsenal. What is Evan Blake going to do? Evan getting Cameron Jackson onto his shoulders as he promised. Cameron able to work his way off of his back. Maybe going for the Afro shot. Definitely going for the Afro shot. Evan Blake rolling him up for the quick 3 count. The match is over. Evan Blake is your winner and the winner of the main event of Unleash NLBW. By far our biggest event thus far. Cameron Jackson is stunned that Evan managed to put him away. When a match goes so far, these guys are so worn down, it could end in a split second.
No!
Cameron is hysterical at this loss to Evan Blake. Thank you everybody for tuning in to Unleash NLBW. It's been a long time coming. This was a phenomenal matchup. There has got to be some level of respect between these two. If either of them are capable of respecting another man, they must respect one another after today. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been Unleash NLBW.
Hello, and thank you all for watching Unleash NLBW, and we really hope that you all enjoyed the show. I'm joined here today by Evan Blake, and we have an announcement for you.
An announcement, but not necessarily a good or happy announcement. Due to things like roster shortages, scheduling conflicts, and just generally the show being very difficult to produce due to those things, we've decided that it's time to end Next Level Backyard Wrestling.
However, we have not crowned a champion as of yet, and that was always our ultimate goal with NLBW. So our next show, our next and final show, we are going to be crowning the NLBW's first and last champion in a 4-man tournament.
To anybody who may be watching, and the entirety of the NLBW fan base, thank you, and stay next level.